These 5 simple home exercises will restore the strength of your legs. Studies show that more than 30% of older adults fall at least once a year, and of these falls, 20% result in serious injuries that reduce independence. The main cause? Weak legs. Sarcopenia, which is the natural loss of muscle mass with age, affects all of us starting at age 30. We lose about 3% to 5% of muscle mass per decade. Add sedentary lifestyle, poor nutrition, excess weight, and neglect of strength exercises, and we have the perfect recipe for weak legs. Today, you will see 5 simple, homemade, and extremely effective exercises to develop strong, functional, and beautiful legs, regardless of your current age. Just to make it clear that we are talking about a serious problem, and you don't think that having stronger legs is nonsense for those who only care about aesthetics. Studies indicate that those who age with weak legs tend to suffer from major problems. They are. Before we begin, tell me in the comments your name and how long you have been training. Problems. Number 1. Increased risk of falls, fractures, and loss of independence. With weak legs, simple tasks such as getting up from a chair, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries become major challenges. The person becomes dependent on others for basic activities, which profoundly affects self-esteem, increases the risk of depression, and drastically reduces quality of life. A University of Michigan study revealed that older adults with low leg muscle strength are 3 times more likely to develop functional dependence in the next 5 years. What many people don't know is that the quadriceps, glutes, and calves are essential for stabilizing the body during movement. When these muscles are weak, they cannot react quickly to changes in position or terrain. The result? Stumbles, imbalances, and falls become frighteningly common. The situation becomes even more serious after 50 or 60 years. A hip fracture at this age can be devastating. Statistics show that approximately 50% of people over 65 who suffer a hip fracture never recover 100% of their previous mobility, and about 20% end up dying in the first year after the fracture due to complications. Problem number 2. Acceleration of aging and associated diseases. Without strength in the legs, a person naturally moves less. This is the beginning of a devastating domino effect. Weak legs lead to less movement, which in turn accelerates muscle loss, increases weight gain, develops insulin resistance, and even negatively affects cognitive function. Lack of regular movement significantly reduces cardiovascular capacity. The heart and lungs lose efficiency, raising the risk of heart and respiratory diseases. A University of Copenhagen study demonstrated that individuals with low leg muscle strength showed biological markers of accelerated aging at the cellular level. Muscle mass is also crucial for healthy metabolism. With weak legs and less muscle mass, the body burns fewer calories at rest, facilitating weight gain. This gain, in turn, further overloads the weakened legs, creating a vicious cycle that is difficult to break. Problem number 3. Chronic pain and joint problems. When leg muscles do not provide adequate support, the joints, especially knees, hips, and lower back, receive the entire load of the body. This continuous overload accelerates cartilage wear, leading to early osteoarthritis, persistent inflammation, and constant pain. The beauty of strengthening the legs lies in their ability to reverse this cycle. Stronger muscles absorb the impact that would normally go to the joints, functioning as natural shock absorbers. This not only alleviates existing pain, but prevents future joint problems. A common mistake is believing that strengthening exercises will worsen joint pain. In fact, when done correctly, they have the opposite effect, reducing inflammation and improving joint stability. Problem number 4. Reduced circulation and vascular health. Did you know that leg muscles function as a secondary pump that helps blood return to the heart against the force of gravity? This function, known as the muscle pump, is fundamental to circulatory health. With weak legs, this pumping function is compromised. The result is an increased risk of swelling in the extremities, development of varicose veins, increased likelihood of deep vein thrombosis, and overload of the cardiovascular system as a whole. The calf, in particular, is often called the second heart of the body. When you walk, run, or exercise, the contraction of the calves pushes blood upward, against gravity, facilitating its return to the heart. Without this muscular assistance, the heart needs to work significantly more to maintain proper circulation. Studies from the University of Padova in Italy have demonstrated that older adults with greater leg strength have better endothelial function and lower prevalence of peripheral vascular diseases. This relationship explains why so many doctors recommend walking and leg exercises as part of the treatment for circulatory problems. Now that you know the main problems caused by weak legs, let's learn about the 5 essential exercises to strengthen these important structures. Number 1. Bulgarian split squat. The Bulgarian split squat, also known as the elevated lunge squat, is considered by many experts to be the definitive exercise for complete leg strengthening. Its origin dates back to the training of Bulgarian Olympic athletes in the 1980s who dominated weightlifting competitions after incorporating this revolutionary technique. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is its ability to work each leg independently, correcting muscle imbalances that go unnoticed in bilateral exercises such as the traditional squat. A study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research demonstrated that the Bulgarian split squat activates 30% more of the gluteus maximus and vastus medialis of the quadriceps when compared to the conventional squat. To execute it correctly, position yourself with your back to a bench, stable chair, or step. Place one foot on the elevated surface, keeping your torso erect. The front leg should be at a distance that allows the knee to form a 90-degree angle when you descend. Descend slowly, keeping the weight on the heel of the front leg, and rise by pushing through the same heel. The knee should never go beyond the line of the toes. A common mistake is to excessively lean the torso forward, which overloads the lumbar region and reduces glute activation. Another frequent misconception is not descending enough for fear of destabilizing, thus losing a large part of the benefits of the exercise. For beginners, I recommend starting with just body weight, performing 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions for each leg. As strength and balance improve, you can add weight by holding dumbbells or water bottles. Remember to breathe naturally during the exercise, inhaling on the descent and exhaling on the ascent. Exercise number 2, step-ups. The step-up is a simple but incredibly effective exercise that directly simulates one of the most fundamental movements of our daily life, climbing stairs or steps. This direct functionality is what makes the step-up one of the most valuable exercises for strengthening legs in a way that is applicable to real life. The main benefit of the step-up lies in its ability to develop functional unilateral strength. A University of Pittsburgh study found that the step-up activates not only the quadriceps and glutes, but also significantly engages the hip and ankle stabilizers, creating a muscle recruitment pattern very similar to that needed for everyday activities. This means that the strength developed in this exercise is easily transferred to daily movements. To execute it correctly, you will need a bench, step, or chair. The ideal height is one where your knee forms approximately a 90-degree angle when you place your foot on the platform, usually at most up to your knee height. Position yourself facing the platform, place one foot completely on it, and propel yourself up using mainly the strength of the leg that is on the platform, not the one behind. The complete movement ends when both legs are extended, with you standing on the platform. A common mistake is pushing yourself with the back leg, which significantly diminishes the work of the leg that should be being strengthened. Another frequent misconception is excessively leaning the torso forward, which transfers tension to the lumbar region and reduces the activation of the leg muscles. For beginners, I recommend starting with 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions for each leg, using only body weight. As strength increases, you can add resistance by holding light dumbbells or water bottles. An interesting progression is to gradually increase the height of the platform, always keeping safety as a priority. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to science-based information is what will make you progress with health in the long term in the world of bodybuilding. Exercise number 3, chair pose. The chair pose, also known as invisible chair or wall sit in English, is a powerful isometric exercise that primarily strengthens the quadriceps, but also works the glutes and core muscles. Its beauty lies in its simplicity and ability to generate impressive results without special equipment or complex movements. The origin of this exercise dates back to ancient military and athletic training, where leg muscle endurance was fundamental to performance. Today, it is widely used in rehabilitation, functional training, and as a complementary exercise for various sports. To execute it correctly, lean your back against a wall, move your feet about 12 inches from the base of the wall, and slide down until your knees form an angle of approximately 90 degrees, as if you were sitting in an invisible chair. Keep the spine neutral against the wall, shoulders relaxed, and abdomen slightly contracted. The position should be maintained for the determined time, starting with shorter periods and progressing gradually. A common mistake is letting the knees go beyond the line of the toes, which unnecessarily increases tension in the knee joint. Another frequent misconception is excessively curving the lumbar region, moving it away from the wall, which can cause discomfort in the back and reduce the effectiveness of the exercise for the legs. What makes the chair pose particularly effective is the prolonged isometric contraction, which stimulates muscle fibers in a different way than dynamic exercises. A University of Stockholm study demonstrated that isometric exercises like this significantly increase muscle endurance and improve joint stability, fundamental aspects for fall prevention and maintenance of functional mobility throughout life. For beginners, I recommend starting with 3 sets of 20 to 30 seconds, with rest intervals of 30 to 60 seconds between sets. As strength increases, you can progress to longer sets, reaching 1 or 2 minutes of continuous contraction. An interesting variation to increase difficulty is to hold small weights in your hands or place a ball between your knees and squeeze it during the exercise. You'll know you're doing it right when you feel a burn in your quadriceps after 20 to 30 seconds in the position. This sensation indicates that the muscle fibers are being adequately challenged. It is important, however, to distinguish this normal burning from joint pain. If you feel discomfort in your knees, check your position and, if necessary, adjust the height of the chair to reduce the angle of flexion. Exercise number 4. Glute bridge. The glute bridge, also known as pelvic elevation, is a fundamental exercise for strengthening the glutes, hamstrings, and core stabilizers. What many people don't know is that the gluteus maximus is the largest muscle in the human body, and neglecting it has consequences that go far beyond aesthetics. Weak glutes can cause a cascade of problems throughout the body. When this large and powerful muscle doesn't function properly, other muscles compensate, leading to imbalances that can manifest as lower back pain, knee instability, inadequate posture, and even foot pain. An Ohio University study demonstrated that 89% of patients with chronic lower back pain had significant atrophy and weakness in their glutes. To execute the glute bridge correctly, lie on your back on the floor with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Keep your arms at your sides for stability. Firmly contract your glutes and raise your hips until you form a straight line from shoulder to knee. Hold the position for 2 to 3 seconds at the top, focusing on squeezing the glutes, and then slowly lower. It is crucial that the movement is driven by the contraction of the glutes, not the lower back. It's important to understand that the gluteus maximus is not just an aesthetic issue or a woman thing. Men, pay attention. Being the largest muscle in the body, the gluteus maximus has a significant impact on metabolism. Larger muscles burn more calories, even at rest. A study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research showed that individuals with well-developed glutes had a basal metabolism up to 15% higher when compared to individuals with underdeveloped glutes, regardless of gender. For beginners, I recommend starting with 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions, keeping the focus on maximum glute contraction throughout the movement. As strength increases, you can progress to more challenging variations, such as raising one extended leg during the movement, using a ball between the knees to increase activation, or adding resistance with elastic bands or weights on the hip. A little discussed benefit of the glute bridge is its positive impact on lower back health. Research from the University of Sydney showed that individuals who strengthened their glutes through this exercise reduced the incidence of lower back pain by 60% over a year of follow-up. This is because strong glutes assume their natural function of hip stabilization and extension, relieving excessive load on the lumbar spine. Incorporating these movements into your routine 2 to 3 times a week can transform not only the appearance of your legs, but mainly their functionality, balance, and overall health. Remember that consistency is more important than intensity. Start slow, respecting your current limits, and progress gradually. In a few weeks, you will already notice significant differences in strength, stability, and even in the ease with which you perform daily activities such as climbing stairs or getting up from low chairs. Loss of leg strength is not an inevitable consequence of aging. It is a condition that we can prevent and even reverse with the right exercises. Investing a few minutes a day in strengthening your legs is investing in your mobility, independence, and future quality of life. If you liked this, and besides legs, want to check out a complete chest workout for you to have a chest to respect, we've left a video appearing right now on the screen showing each exercise better. Be sure to check it out. Thank you for watching this far, and may God bless you, my friend.